Okay, our third video here is going to be about the next steps, which are the constraints and the criteria box that you'll need to fill out, and then the deliverables, the things that you'll need to give your customer at the end. So let's go ahead and look at those screens here. So on your sheet, the constraints are going to be the basically guidelines that the engineer needs to follow in order to be successful. So some of the things that you may need to follow are time schedule, a certain amount of time you're given in order to do this project. You might have a certain amount of money you can spend. Is there certain things you got to worry about, safety or maybe building codes? Is there certain physical attributes we're looking for? Does it need to be a certain size? Is a weight issue? Does it need to be a certain color? Are there other things? So these are things we got to have. So for this, we can see that there are certain constraints for this locker organizer. We got 2 weeks to build this. It has to be $40 maximum cost to make. It has a certain space it needs to fit inside the locker. It can't be any flammable materials in a locker, and then it has to be easy to install for this high school student. So once you have figured out your constraints, then you'll need to talk about what you're going to give your customer, your client, at the end. So deliverables are the end product that the engineer or designer decide are appropriate for this problem. So uh, for instance, some of the examples you could use are the initial sketches that you may draw up. There might be 3D drawings you show what this object's going to look like. There may be technical drawings that show the size and dimensions of the object. You might keep a journal of the different steps that you've done. You might have a prototype, something you'll show the client and you can actually demonstrate with. And then you might give them a demonstration of what that thing's going to do and how it works. Actually have them use it. So these are some examples of what you could put for your deliverables. So you have to think about your client. So in this case, if it's a student um, for a locker system, do you think they would want a 3D model of this, or do you think they would maybe want the prototype with a presentation to show them how to put it in their locker and how it works? So you have to decide on which one of these is actually most appropriate. There could be other things that you put. These are just some examples, but these are things you give your client at the end after you have done your research and your testing and different things at through the design process.